All right. We back in the building. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and we back today with another video reaction. Now look, I lost my train of thought there. My bad. But this video is coming from Crazy Hood Media. It is titled "Swifty Blue wanting to fight Tommy Guns and also wanting to do a record with him." I saw this clip on Instagram and I thought it'd be a good video, so I came over. I found it. I timestamped it, and here we are. So look, before we press play on the video, go subscribe to Crazy Hood Media. Go subscribe to Hater World Media. Go subscribe to everybody that's pushing the culture forward. Now imagine what it would be without these channels. Imagine no Crazy Hood Media. Imagine no Blue Devil Hater World Media. Imagine no Hot Wheeler Media. Imagine none of this, bro. Like, literally, how boring would it be? You'd be stuck with channels like the full pages that all they do is post news. That's cool, but you won't have no entertainment. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys go subscribe to all these platforms. Uh, Tommy Guns and Swifty Blue, I guess, fighting or doing a record together. What we're gonna do is play the clip all the way through, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna pause it, and I'm gonna give you guys my reaction. All right, so make sure you guys subscribe right here, hit the like right here. You guys already know this is the 9 a.m. drop. We still got a noon drop and the 3 p.m. drop. All right, we drop 3 times a day now, so make sure you guys tap into these 3 times, bro. 9 a.m., noon, which is 12, and 3 p.m., bro. We're not gonna miss these deadlines, so tap in at all these 3 times, bro. And I will be live tonight for the Let's Talk About It podcast, episode 59. All right, so those are my solo pods, 59 tonight, 7 p.m. All right. Let's go ahead and press play. Salute to Crazy Hood Media, and then we'll come back and break it down.
All of them on it. I wish that I could hear a CML Mozzie times EBKJ, boy. That would be beautiful. Like, enough with the brown on brown violence. Enough with the black on black violence. Enough, bro. I want to hear dope ass collabs. Like, I wish I could have got to collab with Tommy Buns. I wish I could have collabed with him, but he want to call me informant on the internet. Well, all right, you little bitch ass, little half mutt. All right, you little half blood mutt. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. But yeah, shout out to them boys.
Hey, would you jump into the ring with Tommy Guns for a bag?
Man, I'll do that shit for free. With him, he got me upset.
Hey, that shit would go viral. Hey, put it in the comments. Who you got, Swifty Blue or Tommy Guns? Put it in the chat.
Swifty Blue, hey, Swifty Blue or Tommy Buns. Let me know.
Hey, we want a big thank you to
Okay, let's rewind it. He said he would have had loved to do a song with Tommy Guns. He called him Tommy Buns, bro. Okay, I'm past calling people nicknames. I'm past the disrespect. Now I only disrespect those that disrespect me. Even though these two fellas have disrespected me in the past, they haven't done it lately, so I could care less for disrespecting them. You know, we're gonna show growth here, and we're gonna push forward. But he said that he would fight him for free, and then he says he would have loved to do a track with him. So let's go ahead and rewind this, and then I'm gonna break it down for you guys, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on the actual video itself, and then we'll go from there.
Very, very talented. I just wish that we could hear a song with all of them on it. I wish that I could hear a CML Mozzie times EBKJ, boy. That would be beautiful. Like, enough with the brown on brown violence.
That's never gonna end, bro. Like, we need to understand that. Once you understand that, you'll be able to move forward and focus on yourself, your craft, you, nobody else. It ain't never gonna change, bro. The gangs is always gonna be here. The violence is always gonna be here. The separation is always gonna be here. The beef, the drama, the jail, the gangs. It's always gonna be here, bro. You know, you gotta know how to maneuver around that, work around it, work with it, or you find a way to ignore it, cause it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Enough with the black on black violence. Enough, bro. I want to hear dope ass collabs. Like, I wish I could have got to collab with Tommy Buns.
He said, I would have wished I would have been able to collab with Tommy Buns. Okay, so the word, for those that don't know, bro, and again, I'm not disrespecting Tommy Guns at all. And not because a motherfucker's scared, but because there's no point in it, bro. Okay? I like the kid from day one. I invited him. I like the kid. I saw potential early, bro, when he had nothing cracking, bro. But he got in his feelings, thinking I was clout chasing, when in reality I was trying to help his career, and in all reality I did help his career, right? But again, the word Tommy Buns comes from Opina, and that tells you how much influence the hater world has. Not only did Swifty Blue call him Tommy Buns, the world called him Tommy Buns. Remember Oblivion, which is the world's was the world's biggest streamer at that point, Raza streamer, called him Tommy Buns, thinking that was his real name, because he also heard it from the hater world, or people in his chat were mentioning that. And where do you think they got it from? And the word comes from when we were doing a little back and forth thing. There was an episode where Tommy Guns went on some podcast and he mentioned getting a DP in jail, or getting some I guess he had got like in some type of like altercation where they gave him some knowledge, and in return he gave the OG his donuts. Well, Opina had did like a little skit where he said, "I would never give up my donuts," and or whatever, and he started calling them buns. Tommy Buns, you give up your buns, or some weird shit like that. But that's where it comes from, bro. It comes from Opina. Opina. All right, on the hater world. That's who made this moniker famous. Opina. He got the whole world calling him Tommy Buns. That's worse than the beatdown. That's worse than a fucking slap in the face when the whole world is calling you a nickname. Like, they look at fool, and the same could go for me. They call me Blue Dildo. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Listen, bro. I'm not gonna say that, because if you a real motherfucker, you ain't gonna tell you ain't gonna say you get it right. But listen, I don't give a fuck. But when the whole world's calling you a nickname, that shit hurts, bro. The world though, not your circumference. The world.
I wish I could have collabed with him, but he want to call me informant on the internet. Well, all right, you little bitch ass, little half mutt. All right, you little half blood mutt. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here.
He said, I would have loved to done a collab with him, but he called me an informant. This is why you don't jump the gun and you don't disrespect people or call them out without having all the evidence. And I know what Tommy Guns was doing. He read that indictment, that LA Times indictment, and he went based off of that. But what he didn't understand is that was, I don't even want to get into it. Listen, that was some prison shit, bro. That was some shit that us out here should not be talking about on the podcast. Now, of course, we could read the paper because that's just public knowledge. We can read, some things, but for the most part, we're not supposed to get involved or even touch certain subjects, in which a lot of us didn't. I think we read it, or we brought it up, but we didn't pursue it. And Tommy Guns being a youngster, not really knowing too much about that, he should have tapped in with some older heads first before he started calling people informants. Because from my knowledge, Swifty Blue's not an informant. He got some other shit cracking. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you're not supposed to know. You feel me? But yeah, bro, it's like calling someone a rat and they not a rat. Or calling someone a chomo and they not a chomo. That's forever beef. So I feel Swifty Blue on that one. Like, I get it. Like, fuck him forever. You know what I mean? That's how he feel. But a song between them, that would have been pretty dope. Two youngsters. And even though Swifty not young, but he like the godfather of these little young motherfuckers, bro. And I've said this shit since day one. Swifty Blue like the godfather of these little Edgar motherfuckers, bro. These are his kids, bro. And you can't be mad at him for that. But let's continue.
But yeah, shout out to them boys.
Hey, would you jump into the ring with Tommy Guns for a bag?
Automatic, that's for free. Like, people gonna be like, well, you don't jump in the thing for... Listen, bro. Listen, that's never gonna happen. That's a what if. But it's automatic. If you ever see a motherfucker in the streets and they got a problem with you, then we gonna make it happen right here for free. We're not gonna jump in the ring or fucking... Let's put a bag on it first for the entertainment purposes. Nah, fool, but if you a street motherfucker and that fool a street motherfucker and you see each other on the streets, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. God damn, cuh.
Man, I do that shit for free with him. He got me upset.
Hey, that shit would go viral. Hey, put it in the comments. Who you got?
He said that shit'll go viral. Yeah, it'll go viral, but no, that shit. Listen, us as podcasters, bro, need to stop doing this shit. Straight up. Word of advice for Crazy Hood Media, for me, for Hot Wheeler, for everybody, bro. We need to stop doing the what ifs, bro. Like, we don't do them. I mean, sometimes they'll slip out, and then the homies will catch me like, nah, we don't do the what ifs, dick. And it's true. And salute to Droops. He's the one. And you got to see it once again. You got to give motherfuckers their credit, bro. Salute to Droops. That's his trend, bro, that he created on the hater world. Droops created that, bro, up here, bro. He sat up here and he said, hey, Blue, we don't do the what ifs, fool. And he would stop me from asking what if questions. And me respecting the older head in the building will follow suit. Because that's what a motherfucker's supposed to do. You follow your OG. And don't think for 1 second he ain't got an OG. He got an OG too that he probably falls under. And that's the way the hierarchy works, bro. It's called respect. You punk motherfuckers. It's called respect, bro. And there's other little young motherfuckers that'll follow suit behind me. And so forth and so forth. You know, so once the homie said, hey, you know, we don't do the what ifs, Blue. All right, cool. Let it be. And so therefore, us as podcasters need to stop doing that shit, bro, because that shit causes a lot of problems. Motherfuckers will start thinking that it's a real fucking scenario. You know, and it's really not. Like when motherfuckers call fools out on the internet for fades. Fool, stop calling people out. Go pull up on the motherfucker, bro. Pull up on the fool. And go ask for the fade in person. And if he turns it down in person, he a buster. He a bitch, bro. Because ain't no gangster supposed to turn down shit in person, bro. You feel me? Unless, you know, there's certain criterias where, you know, maybe the fool you're calling out doesn't like to fight. He might stab you in the face. That's a risk you're willing to take. You know what I mean? So, again, we need to stop doing the what ifs, the fake scenarios, and we need to stop asking these questions that are just fucking stupid as fuck, bro. And that goes for me, too. With that being said, salute to everybody mentioned, bro. Swifty Blue, Tommy Guns, Crazy Hood Media. Listen, bro. Listen. Let these prison politics stay in prison. Let these street politics stay in the streets. And let this YouTube content shit stay on YouTube. So when you see me reacting to a motherfucker like this, I don't want to hear, fool, but he's this and he's that. We're watching a video, dog. We're not in the streets. Fool. Now, when we're outside and I see him, it's a whole different ball game. When we in jail and I see him, it's a whole different ball game. Right here, we just watching, enjoying, and hitting next. With that being said, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hopefully you motherfuckers see my growth, bro. Okay? I didn't diss nobody, and both these motherfuckers diss me. Hopefully you motherfuckers can give me my flowers. Nah, that's gay. Don't give me shit. Fuck you. Fuck them. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the noon drop. Hopefully you know I'm just fucking around, right? And we out.